We're live. Hi, everybody. It's Amy from Amy Sews and Amy Bachman Sew and Quilt. This is
Jim,
Susie O, our lovely, talented partner here at the store,
you're
right?
too kind.
The guy, no, it's awesome. So Jim's got some great ideas because today is day 7 of easy gifts, created easy gift, Christmas gift. In the chat, I posted the link to register to win the brother scanning cut back here that we'll be giving away at the on day 13, which I'll be sleeping in day 13 after all this. So they're all posted on Facebook and Amy Sews YouTube. With Amy Sews is one word. You can go back and watch the other episodes. So you ready, Jim?
Yeah.
Ready. All right, buddy. It's all yours.
Okay. For today's project, thank you. Sorry about that. I got to show you the inspiration piece first. So
Dad's live on Facebook.
I'm doing I did a wall hanging because I was learning how to work the machine, and I wanted to do a fancy border. So I did some piecing, like 1.5 inch strips, cut it up, and did a nice little diamond block piecing here, and had some leftovers. So I thought I'd show you another thing you could do with your leftovers. And that being, I took what little I had left and made a pot holder using basically some of the scraps I had left over to accent half the pot holder. And what I thought I'd do is take you over and show you how we start. So the way I did my pot holder, because I like my pot holders a larger size, so I started with a 10-inch square of batting, and I used 2 layers, and I like the cotton better than the polyester because I think the cotton actually took care of the heat better. You didn't feel it as much. You can go 3 layers because, quite often when you buy them in the store, they're really thin and kind of skimpy. This way you can build up your pot holder to be as thick and as dense as you like. So you can do 2 or 3 layers, whatever you feel comfortable with. And you can take your favorite spray adhesive to temporarily hold it while you're piecing it together. And then for the back of it, actually the opposite side, I would cut a piece of fabric that's 2 inches bigger on all sides. So this one is 14 inches square. And then I'll take the 10-inch square batting and lay that on top. And of course, use my spray adhesive if I need to. Of course, take my ruler and go over, make sure, and I kind of lucked out there when I just laid it down. I got about a 2-inch border all the way around. So adjust it as you need be. And then you'll take your opposite piece and put it on the top. So this could be the piece of your scraps that you had left over and built, or it just could be another square of fabric. And when I was playing with this, I thought it kind of liked the look of this fabric, but I liked the reverse side when I first laid it out. So I think I'm going to flip it over to make almost like a two-tone effect. So when I do my binding, you'll see a really cool little two-tone effect with it like that. Once I have everything in position, again, I went, like I said, spray adhesive or maybe some straight pins. I did my quilting on the pot holder before I did all the finishing. So I quilted from the edge of the batting to either side. And I just did a simple grid, like about 1.5 inches apart. And you can go and take your ruler and mark all your grids and then stitch on the line. It's a lot of work. So what I did for mine was I took 1.5 inch wide blue painter's tape, tore off a strip, laid it in place, lightly pressed it on, and then I went to my sewing machine, traditional stitch length, and I just sewed from the cut edge of the batting straight down to the cut edge and did a little back stitch and did on either side. Of course, you're going to have this centered on your panel, and that gave me 2 stitching lines. Once I had them done, like you see here, I just then repositioned and sewed along the edge, repositioned, sewed along the edge. And in just a few moments, I got the whole piece all quilted. Of course, I did vertical and then horizontal, sewing along either edge. Once you got that all quilted, then you're going to want to start working on your binding. And I'm sure everybody has their favorite method of doing binding. And this is kind of mine when I worked on this one. Like I said, I have it about a 2-inch border. So what I'll do is I'll take this and fold it up once and press, fold it up again and then press. And then You just take a couple straight pins to hold it in position. Just like that. Again, it's just by using the edge guide of the pot holder as a folding guide for me. Okay. Once I got that one done, okay, I'll move to this side. And I'll pretty much do the same thing. I'll just take this edge and fold it over, press, fold it over, press. The only thing though is I want to have a nice miter in the corner here. And I'm sure everybody has their method of doing their favorite mitering. And this one is mine, the way I do it on this one. I like to take this corner and actually fold it up once and then press. And then I'll take this strip, fold it up and press, and then fold it over. Now, when you do it with a sharp miter, it's not going to have a really good edge on it like that. So just like a builder would tell you when you're building a home, the corners are never true and plumb. So what I do is I actually take it, and instead of going all the way to the edge, I fold it up maybe a quarter of an inch from that, because I'm allowing for the thickness of the batting. So if you're going to have 3 layers of batting, I may move it over even more. Again, that's going to compensate for the fullness of your batting there. So I usually start with a quarter of an inch away. And I'm just going to go and take my pressing mat and do that now. I got my little iron here, so I'll just go ahead and press it. And then, like I said, I'll fold it up about a quarter of an inch away and press. Take this strip and press. And then when I fold it over, I get a nice miter. Okay. And you can see here where I have this one already in position like that. And then I would just continue to work my way around, doing every corner the same way. About a quarter of an inch away and press. And then fold up once so that raw edge lines up with the edge of the batting. And when I fold up again, got a nice looking miter. And of course, you can go and stitch it down if you'd like, or leave it loose, because with this method, yes, the corners are a little thicker because there's extra fabric there, but this way it also protects the corners from, fraying or wear. And then once I have it in position like this, I would just go back to my sewing machine and I would edge stitch right along the fold of the fabric. And one thing too, before I pin in this corner, I'm going to take a strip of fabric, and this one's like 2 inches wide, and I would fold it in half so the raw edges meet, and then fold it in half again to make a little strip. So again, this is like a double fold piece of fabric. And I would edge stitch both sides, fold it in half. This one, it was about, let's see, 6-7 inches long by 2 inches wide. Fold it in half, and I would take this and tuck it under the corner like that just before I fold it over. And this way it gives you a little hanging tab. So if you choose to hang up your pot holder, if you choose not to, that's fine too. So just go ahead and sew it around. And in a few moments, you have a nice finished pot holder, bigger than what you can get in the store, because I know this is like prime baking season. And I usually, for myself, I can never find a decent pot holder, especially one that's like the size of your hand, because you want to get your hand all nice and protected. One thing I didn't point out too was, like with this one, how I have that insertion of fabric, again, that was leftover piecing from my project. This has a little secret because I didn't put it in where it's seamed together and it's like the front of the pot holder. It's actually a pocket. So I decided to make it like a little pocket, because this way for me, it seems like every time I'm grabbing something, the pot holder slips out of my hand, it helps to stay in your hand better. So when you're going to grab that casserole or whatever, your pot holder is not going to slide away. You kind of got a nice little grip on it. Or I can even do it the opposite way to really hold on to it and keep your pot holder there. To make that, again, you may have your scraps, or if you don't have any leftover fabrics from a project, you can just do it this way. You could take a piece of fabric, cut it the same size as your batting. So this is, for this one, it's going to be 10 inches square. You take your fabric, fold it in half on the bias and press. Now, if it was like my piece, I had all those strip pieces all sewn to here and then cut to make a triangle. And then when I would come down to do this side of the pot holder, I could just lay this in position, having the raw edges even. And then when I go ahead and take this portion of the binding and fold it over, it's now encased within that seam. So when I do my top stitching, not only will it attach my binding for my pot holder, but it'll put the pocket on the pot holder as well. So it does both things in one step. And that way you can truly make a unique, different, one-of-a-kind pot holder nobody else has. And again, it's a good way of using up scraps from a project that you had previously made and that you might have had a few leftovers. So again, this is a quickie way to show you how you can take your leftover project pieces, in this case my border, and put it together and make a pot holder, which would make a really nice hostess gift or just holiday gift or whatever, or to use it on your own table or even as a warming pad. So hope you enjoyed that, and be sure to tune in tomorrow at noon for we have another one going on. And be sure to register to get your chance to win a scan and cut from Amy Bachman's quilt. And with that, I hope to see you all tomorrow. And I better we'll check the notes. And looks like everybody kind of like the hi Patty Joe. So I'm still getting used to doing all this live TV. And oh, thank you, Sandy and Fran, for your comments. So, well, if you like this, like my teaching, I will be teaching more here at Amy Bachman's Sewing Quilt. So be sure to sign up for the newsletter at amysews.com. Be sure to check in here at Facebook here with Amy's Sew. And also you could find me on, the Original Sewing Quilts Expo that has my class schedule listed there. So I do travel the US and teach. So be sure to go and get on their mail list as well. And that being said, I hope you all have a great day. Happy baking with your new pot holder. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.